Alright, so I was just looking on YouTube trying to find a video on how to replace the mirror, the side mirror on an '08 Pathfinder, or just how to take the door panel off in general, and there aren't any, so I figured I'd make a quick one to hopefully help some people out. So first things first, what you're going to need, I'm replacing the mirror, so in order to do that, what you're going to need is Phillips flathead and a 3/8 inch socket. That's it. And of course, the replacement mirror. Now, I already did this once, I'm doing it again, because as you can see, the plastic piece up here, I bought this on Amazon and it showed up cracked like this. Since it's such an easy job, I put it on just so I wouldn't be without a mirror, because, you know, it's kind of useful when you're on the highway and you want to make sure there's no one in your blind spot. So for safety reasons, I put that one on. I'm going to be returning that one. So, you've got your tools. First things first, this spot right here where the door handle is, this piece, you can feel it. It actually just comes right off. You just pull it up here, kind of see in here, you get your fingers in between here, comes right off. It's got the clips that hold it on. Don't force it, it'll come off. And any step in this process, if you feel like something isn't coming through, don't force it, just take your time, take it easy, you don't want to break anything. Next step, take your Phillips screwdriver, 2 screws. Number 1, number 2. Go ahead and take those out. I'm going to apologize if I have to put the camera down at any point during this, because I am trying to do this one-handed. There's the one. And the little piece here actually makes a convenient holder for all your bolts and screws you're going to be taking out. Actually, there's not much more to it. Your next screw, you'll notice that one of the screws is longer. I forget if it's the front or the rear one, but one of them is actually longer than the other. So, yep, the one towards the front of the vehicle, closest to the door handle, that one's the shorter one. The one in the back here is the longer one. That's that. And that's it for your door panel. You're probably going to want to pop these pieces off here, right next to the handle, because they're probably going to jump out anyways when you go to take the panel out. And then that's it. You can just start working your door panel off. I'm going to put the camera down for a moment to get the panel off here, but again, same rules apply. Don't force anything. If you feel like something's going wonky, don't force it. You're just going to break it and cause more problems. But that's it. You literally just kind of work from the bottom and kind of lift the panel up to get it off. That's all you have to do. You really don't even need to disconnect right here. You don't even need to disconnect the electronics for the locks and the windows. You can if you want, but you don't really need to. It's the only reason we have to take the door panel off is to get right here. See this clip? Oh, and that's something I forgot. Get yourself a pair of pliers. Hey, Hubble, my dogs are helping me as always. I don't know where the other one is, but she's causing trouble somewhere. All right, so pair of pliers to get in here. If you squeeze this little piece, you'll see it. It's right in. That's it. That piece is out. That's actually the electronics where the mirror connects to power your mirror. Next step is to take this cover off here. It's these 3 little clips. And if you notice, you see how right here, there's a little space. That's where your flathead, that's what you're using the flathead for. The flathead actually goes in there, and see how it pops the top of that little clip out? You do that, and then you can just pull it out with your finger. It's hard because I'm trying to use one hand with the camera here, so I'm just going to use my screwdriver. And that's it. So I'm going to put the camera down while I do the other 2. I think I've already made my point. And then that's it. I've got all 3 of those out. Now, this panel also has some other clips kind of holding it in place, but it'll come out with very little force. So again, if it's not coming out, don't really yank on it because you could break something, and I'm not responsible for that. All right. These 3 bolts, that's what's holding your mirror in. That's your 3/8 inch right here. lefty-loosey. And honestly, you're not even gonna need the handle on your ratchet. You can just use the extender, because once you break them and they're not snug, you can literally hand crank them out. It's that easy. There you go, there's one. And now, some people will say you want to disconnect the wire first, but if it's a bad mirror and you're just getting rid of it, I would leave the wire connected, because that'll actually keep the mirror in place after you get all the bolts out. Oh, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my window down. It usually makes it easier with the window down. Hang on, I'm gonna do that real quick. And another good point, some people say that you need to disconnect the battery when you're doing this. You don't. You can if it makes you feel better. You can disconnect your negative lead if it makes you feel better. You don't have to. You really don't. I've done this multiple times now, never had a problem. I know friends that do it. They don't disconnect their battery. They're fine. I've never heard a horror story otherwise. All right, that's it. Now you just need to unplug this here. Which is going to be impossible for me to do one-handed. So I'm pretty much going to end the video there, since you guys have the rundown. And all you have to do, once you get your new mirror in place, you just fish the wire for the electronics down here into the panel. Follow the same path where the old one is. Get it plugged in. And then for this, you just put it back, and you can literally just pop it back into place like that. It clicks back in. I'm just going to use my pliers again to take that back out. Sorry guys, trying to do two things at once here. I'm not great at it. So there you go. And then when you're done, hook the mirror up, turn the auxiliary power on just to test to make sure it's getting the power correctly. And that's it, you're all set. Put your bolts in. Put your panel back on with those 3 clips. Oh, and when you put these clips in, what you're gonna wanna do is, see how here they're spread out. What you do is you get your flathead and you open them, you pull them back, the top piece back out like that, so that this can collapse in, and they'll slip right back in. You don't need any tools to put them back in. They'll go right back in, and once you get it in all the way, you just click the top piece down, causing that to spread and holding it back in. Yep, put your door panel back on with the 2 screws. You pop this piece back on, you pop the 2 pieces that go around the handle back in, you're done. That's it. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them, and I'll do my best to answer them for you guys. Thank you.